Hey everybody, I'm live. How are you tonight? And I want to find out, make sure and tell me if you can see and hear me. And it's very delayed, it seems, in the YouTube. So we're going to, whoops, I don't want to do that actually, but I don't want it to have sound. Okay, awesome. Make sure and let me know if you can hear me. Very important. And I understand that it's very delayed. It looks like it took almost a full minute to come across. All right, I see some yeses. Great. We're not going to delay a minute because I want to honor all of you that have waited all this time to get started. We're going to add the screen and we're going to get right on it. And the first thing I'm going to do is go right on over. I've got the Got Backup already up and running. And I want to talk about some things that I've noticed people are not doing that are important. And one of the things is that I want to make sure you actually watch this video, okay? This video is important. It explains everything so that you won't have any confusion, okay? And then I also want you to realize that we have, if I put it right here, we have resources, okay? If you go to your, I have to get to the right place. If you go to your, um, I got too many windows open. Sorry about that. If you go to your, whichever one you are, and make sure that you look at the installation guide and also watch the installation videos, okay? They will walk you through this step by step. And actually, they do a better job than I do. And I'm not putting myself down, but they have a really good way of explaining it. In fact, when I got to looking at it tonight, I decided I was going to use that as the way I was going to explain how you get started, how you get it all downloaded. Brent, it doesn't actually. It shows both. Let me show you what happens when I go to the, so you said on the Windows download? So the Windows download, let me get to that one. This is the iPhone, and you might notice this is the Windows right here. And you might notice also it has the Android app video right here, okay? So if you want to know how to do it for an Android, which is coming up soon, the video is already here. And what I noticed for anyone that is in the Mac, here's the Mac folder here that you can go to. I had those pulled up on purpose. Notice it also has the iPhone. So they're assuming if you're a Mac person, you're also an iPhone person. But guess what? I'm not. I'm a Windows person, but I'm an iPhone user. So I love the fact that we have both of those. And it shows exactly how to get started. And I'm going to actually show you right here is what it looks like. See that icon right there on my phone? I hope you can see that. I'm pointing to it on my phone, and it shows you exactly how to get started. Yes, Ed, you received an email about that? Oh, I want to find out if I got one because I want to make sure and do that. I assume they are going to be just for the Got Backup because that's what we're promoting right now, right, Ed? He's actually not having me tell you about all the other products, even though I have them. He's having me teach you about Got Backup. So I'm going to go ahead and go back in here and we're going to go through the back office here so that you know where everything is. Now, everything is always under this tab called Digital Tools. To get started, you just use the tool, right? And if you want the actual links and everything, we're going to go here first, actually, to the reseller tools. So you see where all that is. But we're going to go there. And I want you to make sure and understand where everything is. Now, when it comes up, there is basically right now 2 links. This is actually your link you give somebody that's not on your list yet. And this is actually the sales page. If somebody's already on your list, you don't have to make them opt in again. But in order to get to that actual link, you need to click right here, okay? And it's going to open up. Make sure you click here and not down here where the text is. And when it finishes loading, and I don't know why it's slow because I don't have that much going. All right, then your link will be right here, right here. And especially any of you that are doing any kind of advertising, I recommend you actually create a tracking link so that you can keep track of the individuals that are on your advertising. So, this is your basic link, right? But when you create a tracking link, it's going to add a little bit of text on the back. Let me grab some water. I'm getting scratchy. And so we're going to click that now and show that. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm putting an ad in for 5/29/23. That's today's date. Okay. So when you tab down here, you'll see that you can create and open a new link. And it will actually open for you. And you might notice now, here's my link. It now has the tracking code added to the back of this link. And this really is a very easy way to handle when you're doing some ads. And I actually recommend that you guys do ads and not just do conversations. It is great to do that if you have some kind of rapport with people. But if you're talking to strangers, that's the really hardest way to go, to tell you the truth. It really isn't the easiest way. People try to tell you it is, but the fastest way is actually ads, okay? Ads or co-ops like Ed was talking about. I'm going to check and see if I got that, if it's available. I want to make sure I've got it because I was waiting for that. I've got money set aside to do it. But this is your page that you're going to send to people, and that makes it really cool. And all they have to do is fill out their information, right? And then reserve their position. And that's your job, is to get them to this point for sure, okay? Now we're going to come back in here to the Got Backup back office. And you'll notice there's other tabs up here, all right? So we'll look at banners. And banners are a good place. There are particular places like the safe lists and different places like that where you can use those. And all you have to do is click this and it copies your code. And then you just put it wherever you can put it, all right? Another thing you can do that I've done a lot is, if you want this but you don't want the code, just go ahead and bring this up and then grab something that you have already, and you can actually copy and make yourself an image that you can use anywhere you want. So I'm going to do that. And it goes into my software for that. Now I have a particular software. I'm not trying to advertise that, but that is just one of the major things I like to do a lot. Sometimes when I want to put it in the blog, I want a special size. So that lets me make it the size I want it to be. And then you've got advertising copy. These are emails already written for you with your link. Notice it has the link right here with your link is already coded in on that. And you can actually copy it and use it per se, or you can do some editing. And I do actually recommend that you don't make it exactly, totally just this. Don't change the links, but look at it. See if it kind of fits your personality. How would you say it? Would you say a few things a little different? Would you add your phone number? Would you add your email? Would you add your Facebook on the back of this? Find some ways to make this a personal message that sounds like it's coming from you. And all you have to do to make that become your email or your message is to click the copy button. I don't know how they're making it any harder than that. I mean, they're making it really easy. Then we have another tab called Pre-Enrollee Ad Copy. This is new, actually. This is something you can actually send a personal email to people that have become your free personal enrollees in your company, in your list right here. And the way that happens is you just, again, you can do an actual email now, and you can decide who it's going to go to. And it's going to go to all the people on your enrollee list. And here it is. See? It shows where you can actually click just the pre-enrollees and then go send it. It's like sending a broadcast, and you don't have to do anything but just click that button. And that's a really cool thing to do as well. And you can make your own broadcasts if you come back here to send the broadcast. And I recommend you do that at least once or twice a week, even though there are emails going out. And I know that you think everything is all done for you, but guess what? If you want your people to actually convert to become a paid member, you want them to actually say, "Oh, you're real. Yes, I'm real." So you ask them, you go ahead and put your pre-enrollee on the list, and guess what? It goes over here. That means that's the list you're going to send it to. You even have some templates in here that you can choose from. I really love these. And there's not very much you have to do if you choose one of these. Is make a few changes to it so that it looks like yours. And of course, this is just fill in text. You need to actually write your own. But now you're not advertising, because the people in our team, in our Got Backup team, yes, this will automatically be a replay, Jeffrey, on this YouTube channel. So getting back to what I said, you're going to just be friendly, okay? Be friendly and show them that you're a real person. Say, "Hi, I just got started myself. I love this. I'm starting to make some money. People are starting to join me." You know what? You don't have to tell them amounts of money. You don't have to tell them any big number. You just need to tell them that you're excited, and people will be excited too. Don't feel bad if you haven't made money yet. This is a new product for a lot of you, and that's okay. So we're going to go back to the dashboard where the rest of that information is. And like I said, we're now in the lead capture system. So if we want to get back to the reseller tab, we can do that by going back here. And here's the pre-enroll. And then the last one here is social media banners. We have both posts and memes, okay? These are specially sized up to go in Facebook and Instagram. But I want to caution you something. Don't just post these and not have conversations, because then people just ignore them. Your pre-enrollees, I'm going to go to my tab. Your pre-enrollees are actually going to show up. Let me get back to it. I'm going to go to the lead capture system now. You see this link right here? Lead capture system. You need to click that. And your pre-enrollees are actually going to show up here But to get to them, all you have to do is go to subscriber list. But I'm not going to click there because there's actually real leads here right now. So we don't want those names exposed because YouTube will think that I'm bullying people. That's why that one YouTube got taken down. So we will not be able to do that, but you simply go down and look at your list from subscriber list. And then when you get to subscriber list, it'll automatically go to the top and you'll go and select. In fact, I can do that much. If I click that, there's nobody in here, right? But there is somebody in the pre-enrollee list, and you simply click that list, and that takes you to all of the people that are pre-enrolled. I'm not going to click that because we can't expose anybody's emails. So the next thing I want to make sure you know is where you can find out your compensation information, the commissions overview, and when commissions begin to start showing up, they will be on this tab right here. And of course, this is a dummy account, so there's nothing in here yet, right? And when you want to get to where your downline is, there is actually a fake downline in here, so I can't click on it, but it is right here. Just click on this. And every Wednesday at midnight, when people are paid, they will start showing up in your personal power line. And that's going to be on this tab right here. That's also where you're going to see your own sponsor. So if you need to get in touch with your sponsor, you haven't had any personal things with this, then you will be able to see that. So all right, Bernice, I'm showing it to you. They are under that list I just showed you. And then there is a list here. This is just for you guys to get your link for the webinars. You just simply click this and it takes you, it actually has a coded link with your username already in it. And all you have to do is click it and it brings you to that webinar. Okay. So this is pretty simple the way it's laid out. It's not difficult. And the leaders board that Joel shows is down here. Now, just because I'm not in this leaderboard doesn't mean I'm not in the leaderboard. It just means I'm not in the Got Backup leaderboard. But that doesn't matter to me, actually. I've been here for 3 years, so I have other products besides just Got Backup. I'm not going to confuse you by talking about them, but that's what I have. So I'm actually going to use my Got Backup to show you the inside of where everything is when you get online and look at things, okay? So I just found we've got a brand new, he hasn't had it in there very long. We've got a brand new app that's actually built into Got Backup. I don't know if you know this, but it lets you replace Google Documents, or if you have Microsoft Office. No, Bruce, you can't place people until Wednesday night, apparently, and it is still available the next day. If you wait longer than that, then it will place automatically, but I was able to place somebody last week when it went through the cutoff the very next day. Okay, so that's how we're working on that. They changed that, actually. It used to be you could place them anytime you wanted to, but now they're changing that. Now, let me tell you what the advantage of waiting to actually do that is when you have people in your waiting room, which is basically what your power line is, and you have new people that are interested in being part of it, and maybe they're a good friend of yours, you can say, hey, I've got 2 people in my waiting room right now. I can put them under you if you join now, but you've got to do it before Wednesday at midnight. And that is a very good incentive, I would think. But I want you to notice something when I click this plus sign. I want you to notice something right here. New documents, new spreadsheet, new presentation, and I don't know what this is. I haven't used it, but I do have to find out. It also has a new whiteboard, which means you can scribble on it like you do with kind of like Paint. Paint program lets you do that. So I'm going to actually open this one and show it to you. And when you click that, it actually replaces this background for a short time. And you have to give it a name. This will just be my test document so you can see what it looks like. But I want you to see what it looks like when you get in here because it's pretty cool. Now, Joel has been talking about how this can actually be a collaboration, but how many of you are using Google Docs? And you would love to just have everything in one place and you can get to it from anywhere. That's what this is about. Okay, so I'm just going to start writing. Okay, let's say I want this to be my header. See how easy? It's just like Word. And if you've ever used Word, Word is real easy to use and it's all right here. Now, here's the cool thing. Look at this down here. All changes have been saved. Do you see where my cursor is? It's automatically saved. So if I go backwards to my documents again, it doesn't want to go there. Come on. Oh, it's already here. So here we are. Here is that document saved and ready to go. Is that cool or what? I think it is. I actually have some YouTube videos that I downloaded. I put in another program we have called VidUber, and I decided I'm not going to upload them in here because they're very big and will take up a lot of space. So what I decided to do is I created documents that are set up to store the link only, the name and the link. Yeah, you can share your docs with your teams, with anybody you want. All you have to do is put in, yeah, saved on our cloud, Bruce. Is that cool or what? So it's not just a matter of, and you know what? I bet you can bring Google Docs up in here. I don't know if that's true. I haven't tested it, but I bet you can. In fact, let me find my Google Docs. I've got it open somewhere. Yeah, I do have it open here. Let's say I want this one. Let's see. Oh, I don't need to do it that way. What you do is you download, I think. Yeah, here, download. Yeah. So it does save it as a docs. So I'm going to see if I can bring that up in here. So I actually am going to upload that. And that should have gone down in my download folder. There it is. Okay, so here's the one, and see, it does look like it's recognizing it. So I'm going to open it in here. There it is. That's my primary lesson to my primary kids I teach on Sunday. So, yes, you could actually retire Google Docs if you wanted to. Bring your documents over here into Got Backup. Make it easy for you to find everything. You don't have to have everything in 50 different places. Yeah, and this is another way that you can advertise to people. We've already been saying that this can replace Dropbox. Well, how many people are not that excited about Google Docs? For one thing, there's a limit to how much space it allows you to have. So since we have 6T of space, these docs don't take up a lot of space, so you can have everything that you could possibly imagine in here. And like I said, if I go backwards in here and I click this plus button, it's not just documents, it's spreadsheets and presentations if you have those, if you do those. So it's really fun what you can do inside a Got Backup. Now, guess what? Do you know how I get people to come to me more than any other way? I do videos, just like I'm doing tonight, only I do them on my own channel. Now, a lot of people think that they're just too scared to get on video, but I'll tell you what, that's the quickest way to get people to like you and trust you, and that's why they buy. Okay? So that is something, I'm just putting it in your ear, and you can just kind of let it stir in there for a while. Where is that app, Daryl? It's right here. If you click that plus button, I'm on the main page where all my files are. And you see the house right next to the house is a big plus button, okay? See me clicking the plus button? When I click that plus button, I get a drop down menu. I can put in a folder, I can upload files, and I can make a document, a spreadsheet, or a new presentation. You can put it in separate folders or you can have it all together, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever makes you happy. I like things organized. My stuff is organized in folders, but you can do it any way you want. That's your stuff. And everything is going to be in the cloud. Everything that you can possibly imagine. No more Microsoft Office. Now, if any of you are paying, I think it's $100 a month for a personal account. $100 a year for a personal account for Microsoft Office. You don't have to do that anymore. This saves you money. Is that cool or what? So let's get back to our Got Backup. And to see, anything I did not cover, I don't know. I'm ready to answer any of your questions that you have because I think I've shown you everything I can show you. All right. I'm going to remove my share. Anna, this is not Joel. Joel's not here tonight. It's just me. But I'm looking to see if there's any questions. Make sure you're giving me your questions. That's really important so that I can answer them. I'm going to put this in there anyway because I want to make sure you understand. When people show up in your power line, which is the people that are paid, that are under you, your personal referrals, they will stay there in the power line until Wednesday night at midnight, and then they will move over to your tank, your holding tank, and that gives you the opportunity then to put them where you want. You have two legs that you're going to put them on, outside right or outside left, and based on where something's going on. Now, some of you have people that are above you that are putting people in, and you're getting a little bit of stuff happening, but don't count on that. That doesn't mean anything. You can make it happen regardless of whether you have that. I know I did. I have people. I don't have somebody putting a huge flow of people under me, and yet I'm building a list. Oh, okay, good. This is a good question. Stan says, I signed up my first and says commission of $22.47. What that is that's that first $40 that he had to pay as an activation fee. And the next month it will be just the $9.99, $9.97. And so you will see the change the next month. But that's what that is, okay? There you go. And Sue says, I use Google Docs, great for organizing my list. Yes, Sue. And you can bring any of those docs you've already created right on over to our Got Backup. Now that we have that only office, it's really going to be easy. And it's really fun. Can these shared docs be shared with our teams? Yes, absolutely. We can share our docs or we can just use them for our private use, whatever you want to do. That's entirely up to you. You just simply click the share button. And remember, we were sharing our stuff when we had the other downloads. The same difference, okay? So it's saved in the cloud. And Daryl says, where's that app? Okay, that app I just showed you inside, I think you're asking about the Word documents or the one that looks like Google Docs. That's just right underneath that main page where all our files are going to live. And you just simply click the plus button. And if you want to create a new one, it just gives you a chance to create a new one and put in your own name for it. You can put it under a folder or keep it loose. I don't care. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it, what feels good to you. Okay, what about phone usage? Okay, phone storage is going to happen as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you again with my share screen that I already have mine set up. Like I said, there's videos in there that explains how to set it up depending on what kind of phone you have. And if I come back here, where am I? If I come back here, here is my own stuff right here. And here is one called phone and photos. And I believe it's this one. This one it's doing the backup right here. And it hasn't done a new one because there's no new pictures. But let me show you what that is. See, here's all my pictures. Sorry, I got a tickle I got to take care of. So everything just loads automatically. Set it for auto. And then also, depending on how much usage you have, if you don't have internet, it's better to do it from your internet at home. If you have your phone set up to do that, I do. I have my phone set up to use my home internet when I'm at home. Okay, and so I only use my phone internet when I'm away from home, and that way I'm not using it up. But a lot of us have don't have limited use. Okay, so let's get back to this. All right, we'll remove that. Is there any new questions? I'm not sure what this means. Are you talking about me actually sharing people's information accidentally? Yeah, uh, but that's how it works. YouTube is kind of a funny animal. You got to be watching what you do with it. Yes, you can have added storage for your pictures if you want to. It just depends on how much space you have. But I'll tell you what, I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. And I haven't quite used up 1T yet. So if you have more than me, then more power to you. Okay, here's a good question. Can we add a folder called C drive and upload everything? Now, you don't really need user information in the C drive. What I would suggest you do is just put things like your pictures, your videos, your music if you have any. And I would also recommend you have your download folder in there. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not real quick about getting stuff out of my download folder. And so I have it lined up to automatically back that up. So that's what I suggest with that. I don't know what you're saying there, Tim. Linda, you see my question. Art, let's see, where are you, Art? Yeah, I answered yours. And Sue, with your paid members, they are. Let me show you where that shows up. Of course, in this Got Backup dummy account, you're not going to see anything, but you will find all of your direct people right here once they're out of the thing. Oh, so see, this is fake. So there's no emails in here, so I won't get in trouble with Got Backup, but they'll show up in here if they're a reseller or a customer, or sometimes they don't finish the process and they show up in the cart abandoned. And your new Got Backup pre-enrollees will probably show up in the free. Now I can't click that one because if it does show up there, for the ones that he's using for advertising, I don't want that to show up and get YouTube all bent out of shape. All right. Trying to get to all your questions. Good questions. All right. Okay, here's another one that's good. The 2247 is not when somebody is. It could be a yearly. You just have to find out. And like I said, check and see on your direct referral list, and it will show what they paid for, and then you will know exactly what it is. Okay. Yes, Russ, you're right. We got some winners in here. Russ is one of the big guys that's getting lots of good people. Now you don't go back. Okay, what's that? Okay, I have heard Android is going to be available about a week from now. It might be a little bit less. I promise you, the moment it is available, they're going to go on live and say it's time to go with all Android users. So hold on, Kenneth, it's coming soon. Kenny. All right, yay. I'm caught up. Do you have any new questions? Okay. How would I go about backing up my desktop? The really easiest way, Richard, is please go look at that app I showed you. I mean, the PDF that explains how to do it. If I go through it, I think that you will get it better by going through this. This is the actual PDF right here. It goes through it step by step right here. Depending on what program you're in, you're going to download that particular program, right? Okay, the next thing that happens after that is that you go look for the download folder. It's actually going to be zipped, and you need to unzip it first, okay? And then once you unzip it, you can open the folder, which will look like this, right? And then from there, you need to click on the actual Got Backup app, which will show up inside that folder. Go through the installation process like it's saying. This is not hard. Please go through it exactly like they say. And we also have videos in there that explain it as well. And rather than me taking you through that whole process when you can just go through this is better because you can follow this and do it step by step, and that's important. All right, so let me get back. I see another question. On the binary, should we try to keep both legs fairly even or one side have more members? Richard, I have found that I get better results by keeping them even, and that usually creates that money because there has to be activity on both sides. If your upline is building part of that, you might not have to do as much on one of the legs, but make sure that your leg is definitely moving because it will look at the weaker leg to make the decision on what you actually get paid. Those videos on that first page tell you how to actually get started. It takes you through the installation process. I recommend all of you that are not already using it and have it installed to go and get it from there and go through that process. Whenever I go through and try to show it to you, I think you get lost, and it's much more concise than where I have been going with it. That's why I'm recommending that process instead. Which tools is good for virtual marketing? Uh, Kenny, I'm not real sure what that question is. You can use any of our tools. I use a combination of conversations, content marketing, and paid marketing. Okay? You need a combination. Don't just do one thing. Because I really recommend that you have a variety of things you're doing. Paid marketing is actually faster, actually, to believe it or not. How do you delete a subscriber from the subscriber list? You have an X right over on the far side when you go to the actual list where it shows people. There's an actual place where you can do it. Can't take you actually in there and do it to a real person because YouTube will actually take this video down, and we can't have that, right? So you just simply click on your pre-enrollee or list. Now they have to have requested to be unsubscribed. If you're, I assume that's what you're asking me, is that they requested it and they didn't hit the subscribe button. Yes, you can find them in there. You simply search for them and then you go ahead and hit the X on the far right side of the list. And that will, and then a button will come up saying, are you sure you want to delete it? And you say yes. That's how you do it. It's really simple. All right. Why do all the leads now say organic instead of the date they joined? I don't know, Tim. That's a change they must have just made. Um, Generally, they do say the date. Mine always say the date, but I will have to ask somebody on that. I don't have the answer to that question. What do you use for paid marketing? I like to use solo ads. I have several sources. You need to experiment. And when you start with brand new solo ads, you don't know the person, you don't know if they're doing a good job or not. Do it a small amount at first and test them. Okay? If you get a good result, then that's great. You can up it to a larger amount. Okay? But start small so that you're not spending a lot. And then, if you like how it turns out, then you go from there. It's kind of an experiment. What do I need to do if paid for the done if you paid for the done for you? Marcia, even though they are sending emails out and you have people coming in, you're going to have one person that's added to you directly, and then they're going to put the emails in there and you need to add to that. So you're only going to get one paid member. It's not going to be indefinite, large amount. But you do have your emails already set up. So you need to do some more advertising and not just completely depend on that. Okay? I don't know that we're going to be doing any AI, Kenny. If you have that available to you, I'm sure you could try it. I'm not particularly excited about AI. I know I sound like somebody behind the times, but my experience has been AI is good if somebody's good at setting it up properly. If you don't, it can be a real pain. That's my opinion. Uh, okay, I'm emailing to one, is that 1 million every day through an app I found. Wow, Sue, that's quite amazing. How's the result going with that? I hope it's going well. I mean, it's all about experimenting because it's really important to actually be doing something that creates leads, okay? I have same problem, Stan. Okay. Can't log in. Oh, right. I need to go backwards here. I didn't see Stan's question. I can't log in the dashboard, but I can't log in on the app on the Mac or phone. This is probably a tech issue, Stan. I would suggest you put in a ticket and tell them your problem, okay? Because if it's something like that, I can get into mine just fine. So, and I have an iPhone. So check and see. There might have been something that happened in your installation that didn't work out right or something. So please put in a ticket, all right? Okay, Sue's answering somebody's question, I think. Yeah, I think that's awesome about the thousands. Okay, the 1,000 leads a day is really good, or whatever that is. That's a lot of leads. Woo! So the main thing is you want to actually uh, be sending them a little bit of your own personal stuff. It all depends on whether they're responding, especially. So, yeah. Yeah, it could be that you need to uninstall and reinstall, but if you can't get that to happen, make sure and get a ticket in because we're still, even though we're live, we might have a glitch here and there, and we want you to be set up right. And so they will have a personal time with you, look at your system and see what's going on there. Okay, because we want you to get in there correctly. All right. How we doing on questions? Have I answered all your questions? We're getting close to an hour's time. It's amazing how fast the hour goes. All right. Is everybody satisfied that we covered it all? Is there anything that you think I didn't cover? Oh, I don't need to have share on. Sorry about that. All right. Why are some affiliates in a suspended status? Oh, hmm. Suspended usually means something happened with their card. They are not paying correctly or something. That I don't have any in that situation at this moment, but I would assume that's what's going on. They didn't pay, or they're not going to get to have the system if they didn't pay for it. So that's what I would assume is going on. Awesome. It looks like everybody's happy. They're all any new last call for questions. All right. If you're good with the questions, you've got it covered. Make sure you're going to your own PDF on your back office. Go ahead and get that up if you are not set up yet. Okay? Ugh. Yeah, Bruce, that's how I would look at it is there should be really high retention. Everybody that I know, the first thing I want to do with them, and somebody asked about the compensation plan, how do you get somebody to understand it? Just send them to the video. You don't have to understand that part. Now, what Bruce said here is correct. This is important. The very first thing that should be happening is every one of you should be getting your product set up, your own backup. If you're having problems, please get a support ticket in, okay? But go through the videos and go through the PDF and set up your own backup, all right? Because being a product of the product is important. You notice that I have a lot of files. If I showed you how many files I have, you probably would just be like, what? But I have a lot of stuff. Okay. I have pictures that date back to 1932 when my mother was born. And I am really wanting to make sure those are safe. All of that is in there. I can get to it easily, but it's safe. That's major important to me. And I think that is your biggest goal. Get people using the product. And that's the last I'm going to say about it. Okay? All right. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that one. All righty. Yeah, Ed, I guess that's exactly what it is. You shouldn't have to spend a lot of time recording, uh, trying to explain things. What is hard about 997? I'm going to say it again. I think I said it at the beginning, but I went to McDonald's a couple of days ago. I spent over $10 on that meal, and it wasn't even that good a meal. The fries were cold, the sandwich was cold, and I was regretting that I got it. So, how many people do you know can spend at least $10 on a meal? And if they did that, they can spend $10 a month on this, okay? Less than 10. Alrighty? So it is not a big deal. Let's stop getting hung up on the compensation plan and get them started using the product. Because everybody loves their pictures and videos and they don't want to lose them. That's what I think. So that's what I am actually encouraging you to kind of get a different attitude, different thought pattern going here. What person do you know needs to back up their stuff? Lynn, that's a good question. Okay, good. What can we do about a cart abandoned? Try sending them an email and saying, hey, I saw that you started to get started. Is there something I can do to help you out? So you can, was it because you got confused or um, what is it that you need that I can help you with? And don't try to do a lot of explanation. Just be friendly and see if they won't come back. And sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Okay? But that's what I suggest you do with that. You have to lose your stuff once and then you realize, oh, but that's painful, Bruce. That's painful. I've had that happen and it's not fun. I've had a whole hard drive go. I've had YouTube channels taken down. I know all about losing good stuff. So, you know what? Just ask somebody, have you lost a video or important pictures that were of your family at any time recently? And would you like to have a place that's secure and fun to take care of all of that for only under $10 a month? Bruce is full of all kinds of good stuff tonight. We are getting them. We are get them when they realize they lost all their customer data. Ooh, yeah, a business. Not fun. Yeah, businesses need this. Individuals need this. We all need this. This is the best product yet that they've come up with, and the company's been around a while. This is not their first go round. But it is important to have your stuff backed up. Ooh, yikes. Now people are telling their stories about what they lost. Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, and Lenny lost some of his pictures because of flood and a storage unit. So you want to tell people your story about if you've lost stuff, tell them about it. And then tell them you found a solution and it's only $10 a month. How can they go wrong? Because we know that all of the other things out there cost a lot more money. Yes, Sharon, go ahead and watch the installation videos. And they are there forever. So, for any of you that think they have a hard time understanding something, go over it as many times as you need to. But it's not hard. You can do this. You can do this. So, let's call it a night, right? Everybody good? Everybody good? I can't talk about the videos tonight. That's another program, but yeah, we have another program that is for videos, and I'll ask Joe if he wants that to be brought out. But I don't want people to get confused because I know there's a lot of new people on here. I lost a whole Facebook account, which was full of videos. Luckily, I was kind of anal and I download all my stuff, so I didn't lose them. But yeah, you can lose them. You can lose a lot of stuff. This is recorded automatically, see Mark 50. So if you want to come back and watch it again, it's right here on this same channel. Okay? That is the whole reason why we started doing this in YouTube. All right? So you guys can come right on back to our GVO YouTube channel and watch any of our replays. They're all there right now. And this, as soon as I close it down, will be a replay. We're on YouTube, right? So all you have to do is click the Global Virtual Opportunities button, and that shows all our videos, everything that's been done on this channel. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you asked your questions. There is no question that is a bad question except for somebody not asking and then being confused. And I want to make sure that you guys feel good about this because it's a wonderful program and it's fun. And when you're having fun, people know and they like it. You're welcome, James. Glad you came. Thank you.